Hey yo, what's up guys? Today we're gonna be talking about Prowler's Claw on Kha Zix. How does the build work? What should evolve? What does the build actually consist of in terms of core items? And when should you go it? So first off I wanna say that I used to do Prowler's Claw, as you can see, 2 months ago. But I swapped from Prowlers to Goredrinker because of some small Goredrinker buffs that ended up happening. And now Prowler's Claw got nerfed in 3 different ways, but people have been asking me what I think of Prowlers, to still build Prowlers, and stuff like that for a lethality build. So, as I just mentioned, lethality. This build is pretty much a lethality build, but in a different style than the typical lethality build would be, because a typical lethality build would be Duskblade or Eclipse with a Q evolve. Whereas Prowler's Claw is actually R evolve. So let's see, where do we have a long game? 34-minute game here. Yeah, we can just go for this one. So the Hull Breaker is a Sanguine Blade. I don't actually go this item, but Sanguine Blade basically got removed by now. But yeah, if we start off by going to the build, you'll see a Blue Smite again, because this is a lethality build. We are looking for one-shotting someone. We'll again go Yellow Trinket level 1, put it aggressive defensively, and then recall, get a red trinket, and of course we want to have refillable. Then you just want to go for a typical 5 camp clear into Scarlet Crab, into Crocs, try go for a gank if it's a free kill. And then on your first pack, you go double longsword, a control ward. If you have a little bit more gold, you can go double longsword and a tier 1 boots. And if you got an assist or kill, you can go for Serrated Dirk on your first pack. That would be best case scenario. Then you want to get Serrated Dirk fairly early into the game. You want to get Warhammer. Both items built into Prowlers. Prowlers is then going to be your mythic item. And then your second item actually can already be a counter item. So in this situation, I built Serpentsfang. Reason being that Rumble has a shield on his W, Volibear has a shield on his E, and Lee has a shield on his W. And since I'm directly playing against Volibear, if I can remove the shield, that would be pretty nice. So I go for Serpentsfang already as a second item. If I didn't go Serpentsfang, I could go a Ghostblade. But yeah, in this situation, I think Serpentsfang is better. And then this is a no, not Serpentsfang. This is a Sanguine Blade. But Sanguine Blade is now removed, so in this situation I'll just go Ghost Blade instead. And then I'll try and stack a little bit more lethality. So, let's talk about evolve order. So as you can see, we evolve ulti at level 6, we evolve W at level 11, and we evolve E at level 16. The reason is that R evolve is pretty good with Prowlers, because you can proc Prowlers while in Invis. So you can basically be in Invis, proc Prowlers, and then you'll do bonus damage onto that target without them actually knowing. They'll just see their HP bar go down, and then they're like, wait, what is happening? And then Kha Zix comes out of stealth and one-shots you. So that is pretty nice. The W evolve second, very typical. The slow can be used aggressively, defensively. It's just super good evolve to do second always. And then evolve is for the resets. If you kill someone, one-shot them, then you can either jump onto the next target or jump out. So, pretty standard. Just the R evolve is not unusual. Is unusual for the lethality build. If we then go to runes, we'll see Dark Harvest. Again, this is in case that you can reset. You can go for Electrocute here, because again, we're not going for a Duskblade build. But with Duskblade, you always go Dark Harvest, because they both reset. I just like to go Dark Harvest because I'll usually be able to kill someone and then proc Dark Harvest onto a different target. And if you basically can proc Dark Harvest 2 times, that will do more damage than procking Electrocute once. So yeah, if you feel like you can proc Dark Harvest 2 times in a fight, take Dark Harvest. If you feel like you can't, take Electrocute. Then we take Sudden Impact. Again, we can proc it super easily, and the lethality is always nice. Eyeball Collection, always nice to get more AD when you kill someone. And then Ravenous Hunter could be changed for an Ultimate Hunter, because Ultimate Hunter works quite well with R evolve, and Ravenous Hunter got nerfed. You could also go Relentless Hunter if you wanted to, if you wanted more movement speed, because there are not a ton of healing in this build, unfortunately. So if you need to sustain, go for Ravenous Hunter. If you don't need to sustain, because it is really not that much sustain anyway, you can go for Ultimate Hunter or Relentless Hunter instead. And then we go to Inspiration, we go Boots and Cosmic Insight. Cosmic Insight is for the Prowlers, and the Boots is for just the free 300 gold, just so we can go more AD, basically, in the early game. And then we take 2 AD and Armor or Magic Resist depending on enemy team comp, so pretty standard. So that's basically the build. When it comes to like late game counter items, you could go for an LDR if you wanted to, get some armor pen against tanks. You could go for a GA, you could go for a Death Dance, Hex Shrinker, or just go for more AD and more lethality. You can never really go wrong with that. So this build, as I mentioned, it did get nerfed. I don't really see that many people play it. I will say that since this is an R-Evolve playstyle, it tends to be played more in high elo and will typically work better in higher elos compared to lower elos. But after the nerfs, I don't think that many people will play it, but I do believe that Prowlers will actually end up getting buffed, because I think it's been over-nerfed now. So I think they will maybe slightly buff it, not to the point that it was before the nerf, but at least it will, in my opinion, get to a better state, hopefully soon, than it is right now, basically. The pros and the cons. The pros are the fact that you can one-shot someone pretty much from Invis. You have very, very, very strong like burst damage onto one target, but you don't have that much damage onto the next target, again, because your Prowlers is a main part of your damage combo. So you have a really easy time one-shotting one person, but getting the second or the third person will get really, really hard with this build. Again, the team fights get slightly improved because of R-Evolve, but you are still really, really squishy and you don't really have any sustain, so you have to be really cautious of how you play the team fights. Your gankings are pretty good, but on the other hand, your cons will be you're pretty much forced to use R into Prowlers combo, so you're pretty much forced to use your Prowlers at the start of your combo. Because otherwise your damaging abilities coming up afterwards will not be doing bonus damage onto the target if you don't use Prowlers first. So you're kind of stuck with one combo, which can feel a bit clunky at first, but if you get used to it, then it'll be completely fine, and you will get used to it, and then it just will feel more natural for you in the end. The second thing is your dueling power is not that strong. And again, you're not really tanky, you're still an assassin, so champions that can reveal you in stealth is a massive counter to you. Because if they reveal you in stealth, you pretty much can't avoid auto attacks, enemy team can basically see you, and yeah, you'll just instantly die because you're simply so squishy. There's not really that much else to add to this build. I mean, you could go Electrocute as a set just for one-shotting one person, and you can like swap some of the runes around to suit your playstyle a bit more. But yeah, the main thing is definitely using your Prowlers to engage, like basically to start off your combo. And usually you want to do that with using your ulti into Prowlers, again, because you can use it while in Invis, and it's not gonna stop your Invis, you'll still be Invis after use. And the reason why you want to use it with ulti is because it's unpredictable, because if they can't see you, then they can't really react with summoners, abilities, items, stuff like that, compared to if you use like your E and then Prowlers, because they will see you the entire time. And then they can pretty much like be ready with any defensive item or summoner spells or whatever they need. So it's just very hard to play against when you use your ulti into Prowlers compared to using E into Prowlers. If you use E into Prowlers, you're probably just gonna die and you basically inting. So yeah, get used to using ulti into Prowlers and then follow up with your entire combo after that, and you should be doing fine with this build. But I don't really recommend it because it did get nerfed. If it ends up getting buffed anytime soon, then this build could be viable again. But yeah, I would recommend this towards higher elo, like Diamond Plus, compared to low elos, simply because it's not really an AoE like one-shot build. Like pretty much you one-shot one person, and that's pretty much your goal. It's not like a Dusk Blade that will reset over and over again. You don't have Q Evolve that will do like super high burst damage onto everyone who's isolated, stuff like that. So yeah, if you're high elo, you can try it out. I don't really recommend it unless Prowlers gets buffed. If you are in low elos, just stick to regular lethality build with Q Evolve first. And yeah, once you get to high elos, then you can try this or the Goy Drinker build out. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, remember to leave a like. If you want to see more, then remember to subscribe. And I hope to see you guys in my next YouTube video or on my next live stream over on Twitch. See you guys.